In this edition of Careers That Matter, I'm joined by Mohammad Doostmohammadi of PH7. Mohammad, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
What is PH7?
PH7 is a clean tech company focused on extraction of critical metals vital for energy transition. And we do this through an economical and environmental, sustainable, closed-loop metal extraction process.
From post-consumer products?
Yes, from end-of-life materials, as well as primary mining as well. So we are working on both.
Wow. So what's your role?
I am founder, CEO, and director of PH7 Technologies.
So you do everything, even though you're not a team of one, but your hours and days must be extraordinarily long.
That is, I don't know if I say unfortunately or fortunately, but that is correct. That's, I'm working almost just as much as I can every day. I'm taking care of both business and technical side of this, PH7 Technologies, and I'm so lucky that I have a great team, but there is a lot to do.
But it's a work that you're passionate about.
Yes.
And so it doesn't feel like work, does it?
Absolutely. It's what I love to do. And that's what I love to do about this job is I'm doing what I enjoy. And I don't see it as a work, it's my life.
So are you an inventor slash entrepreneur, or are you a scientist, inventor slash entrepreneur?
I believe scientist is a big term, so I don't use scientist for myself, never ever.
Yeah.
But I am an inventor. So I invented this technology and then shaped it through the R&D for the last 3-4 years with the team that we had. And I am an entrepreneur as well.
So what kind of technical background did you need to be able to invent something like this?
So I'm mining engineer and chemical engineer. I have my master's degree in chemical engineering and have been focused on different chemical processes with a focus on mineral extraction and wastewater treatment, water management for the last about 15 years. Coming from a history of entrepreneurial slash engineering work for the first 10 years of my career. And then I moved to Canada about 7 years ago and continuing doing what I did, and I started this company about 3-4 years ago.
What's the process of startup look like?
Interesting, amazing, fun, but ups and downs, as I believe it's just going up. You get disappointed right now, and then you're super happy 1 minute later. It's just the nature of startup. Lots of sacrifice that you need to do, but I believe if I just want to give one word about startup, it's fun.
Have you ever seen that scale that, satisfaction, exaltation, discouragement? And I start here, up, down, up, down, up, down, and this is what it looks like from an entrepreneur's perspective. I'm going to rule the world. I'm a dismal failure. And then it gives you a timeline, 8 o'clock in the morning to 8:15, and you've done it about 15 times, and it goes on like that all day long.
That's exactly it is. You see this, we're done. This is not going to work. And then 1 minute later, you see that, you have another thought, and then it's coming back, and then you are, I'm going to own the market. So yeah, that's true.
So are you spending most of your time dealing with the technical challenges of the process that you've invented, or are you spending more and more of your time on the process of building the business?
So when I started, it was, I would say 90-10, 90% technical and 10% business. And now I'm in the range of 60-40, 60% of business, 40% on technical. So technical R&D has been done really aggressive during the last 3 years. Now we are in scale up stage. It needs a little bit less technical consideration from myself with an amazing team that we have on home. But still, I'm overseeing all the technical stuff. But I believe building a business right now is mostly my day-to-day business, my day-to-day life.
And day-to-day is 7 days a week?
Yes, correct.
Like, there's just no doubt about it.
It's summer, so I try to have at least one day, Sunday, half a day of Sunday, just with family, and just enjoy Vancouver weather as much as we can.
Right. I want to stress how much and how hard the work can be, because if you don't, part of the objective of this program is to give somebody a glimpse into what your career is like. And if you don't work hard and be totally passionate about it, I don't think you can do it.
No, I would say, I always say there is no impossible, but I believe for this one, if you don't have the passion, it's
Right.
impossible to be an entrepreneur.
Sir Frederick Banting, one of the co-discoverers of insulin, a great Canadian, he at one point gave a speech in Edinburgh, and he used a line that has inspired me quite a bit. And he said, I believe that you can do or be anything that you want in the world, so long as you're willing to work long enough, hard enough, and make the sacrifices.
It's true.
And it's that willingness to do long, hard work that you pay a price. And so you've got like a unique job. The reason that you're in talking to us is because we're talking about something that is groundbreaking that you're doing. But it doesn't come without a price. What's the price that you feel that you pay?
That's a very good quote, actually, and I believe it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Every single word that you
Yeah.
said, I feel that. And the price is that sometimes I really miss my daughter. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I cannot spend that much time with her.
Right.
I really try, because I believe I have to have this balance in my life, at least to take care of family and myself as much as I can, but sometimes you can't. You literally can't. So you miss those times, and those times you're not going to have it back.
Mm-hmm.
Time is, I believe, the most precious thing that we have in our life. The time that I miss being with my daughter and spending on this, that's the time that I believe that's the price. I'm so lucky to have a wife that's supporting me, understands what I'm doing and how I have to sacrifice a lot of things to get focused on this one. And I have to thank her from any opportunity that I have. Still, it's not enough.
Wise
but
man.
Yeah, it's tough. You miss all of those opportunities in your life, but you do. I believe I'm lucky as well at the same time, because I'm here and I do what I love.
Mm-hmm. So let's go back to the beginning of your pursuit into adulthood. When you left sort of the mandatory school, and I'm not sure what they call it in Iran, but before going on to post-secondary, what did you envision that you wanted to do?
I actually remember exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's really clear, and it's still super clear to me. And I was about 8 to 9 years old, and we had a visit of this huge factory, this concrete cement factory in Iran. So we went with the school, and when I stepped in to this giant concrete manufacturing, I said, that's the job I want. I want to build these. And that was it. That was from the day one. I wanted to build something, and I built something. I built a lot of things, a lot of factories. I believe in my life, I built about 7 factories so far. Manufacturing, processing, big plants.
So did you go and study engineering to do
Yes,
that?
correct.
Oh, okay. Like mechanical engineering?
No, I actually started mining engineering, and
Okay.
then I did chemical engineering. And it was all mineral processing and the chemical processes, and that's how I got into this.
And so you graduate, and where do you go to start to work then?
The first job I had, actually, so I get my bachelor's in mining, and then I continue my master's right after my bachelor's, and I got my master's and I graduated. And in the summer, I went to work for oil and gas company in south of Iran.
Yeah.
And I was there for 2 weeks. They said, I cannot work for anyone. I have to do something myself. So I came back to my hometown and started developing a wastewater management system. And
So you were an entrepreneur right out of the
Yeah, I
starting
just started working with a company. I said, presented my idea. They loved it. Okay, you can do this. And that was my first job after that. And then I started another manufacturing company that we built a plant that we were actually extracting valuable materials from the industrial wastewater. That was the next one. And then after that, we went to kind of chemical processes for livestock feed material and that just recycling it. That was the next one. So yeah, lots of different projects, and then
But
mining as well.
within the circular economy
It all has been like this. It's from the first job that I had. Meanwhile, I went to a gold mine as well, developing something for their wastewater as well.
Yeah.
It all has been either wastewater management or recycling the end of life materials, or reprocessing the materials that has value, but no one knows what value is there. So my entire life has been focused on that.
Were you driven to do this by a love of environment, or you saw it as a challenge and an opportunity?
So just it's hard to tell. I believe it's all of that, but the passion that I had from the day one was water. So water has been my passion, and wastewater, how we can actually reuse the water. So I was born in middle of Iran, so there is a water war fight everywhere in that region because you don't have enough water.
Right.
So we had a big, huge river in middle of our town. Actually, it was beautiful, gorgeous. We had these 1,000 years bridge over that, and it dried out, literally, no more water. And you see farmers coming to the town. You see the protests. It's just, when I was a kid, I saw all of that. It's happening. You see the dried. It's getting as a 24/7 river that has been there for thousands of years to the seasonal river, and now it's dried out. And then you go to working for a mining company, is working for other industrial companies. You see how much water being consumed, how much wastewater being generated. The wastewater is not being treated properly. So that was my passion all the time, just to make something that we could reuse our water. We can minimize the water consumption. And all of this career experience ended up here at PH7 to design a process that doesn't consume any water and doesn't generate any wastewater for mineral extraction. And that's why I call it closed loop process.
So one of the objectives of this show, Careers That Matter, is for young people who might go, wow, like I like what you're doing and I like what you've done. But they might go, so, maybe I want to be like you. But what was the most important personality trait that you think that you possess that has propelled you through your career to your current success?
That's a tough question, actually. So I have to re-examine everything inside myself to answer that question. But there is one thing, and I believe I always appreciate having that, is I have a great vision. And if I have a vision, I stick to that vision. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to change it. And I'm going to get things done to get to that. And it has been like this. If I wanted something and I believe in that, when I was a kid till a teenager, through the whole my life, I got it because I had it clear. I see it clearly that I got it, from the day one, and I know how to get there. So I believe that's the vision that I have in my mind, and I can see it as a feel when I sleep. I believe that's something that is a gift for me.
Well, you're an inspiration. Thank you for the work that you do, but also thank you for sharing some of your stories so that other maybe young people who want to follow along and create or make a difference in the world can see by example your example.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope it would be helpful, and I'd love to see more talents and young people coming to being an entrepreneur. It's not an easy job, but I love to see more people doing it.